Caleb, what's your fantasy? Not job, like I don't know, like kind of like desert island. 250 of us were on a jet.
Fuck.
Crashed. There's luminaries like me at the front.
Yeah, of course.
So obviously I'm gonna have like a begrudgingly administrative position.
It'll be thrust upon you.
It's just going to be
it's
like people are going to look to me, like even people that weren't familiar with me before, they're going to be as they are in an airplane. Word's going to have spread. There's a guy in the Rick and Morty
with such
community.
humility.
I don't know what that is. So like, well, that's not going to impress anybody once the wing flies off this fucking plane.
This guy has 2 non-televised Emmys.
Yeah. So no, the first one was very televised.
Very televised.
I never bring it up, but my first Emmy was for writing the Oscars. Thank you very much. All right, so. We crash on the island, and people are like, I'm just taking myself off the plate because I don't want you to say, hey, are you on the plane? Because if so, I want to give you your space. I want to leave. I want to allow you the space to claim things that maybe you think I would do.
And do what I think would
and
do what I think I do would well.
What would you?
I would do
in
well.
Your fantasy, it's like a village. We're never getting rescued ever. So all that's going to happen is it's 200 people. We're starting a village. So.
Are you self-proclaimed fancy pants guy?
No, it's because he's a figure of import.
I'm taking myself off the table. I'm saying I didn't want him to say, well, Dan, I don't want to say that I'd like to do is write amazing things that make everyone happy every night. I don't want him to assume that that's what I'd be doing. I'd be so busy managing everyone. Right. I'd be like, everyone calm down. It's okay. I'm sure we'll get rescued.
Because you're a man of the people.
Yeah, and I have a radio to sabotage because I don't want to get rescued. I have 200 people liking me. My plate is full. I'm describing my fantasy. I'm not going to want to write a lot. Please, let's find out. Caleb, you're in a tribal situation. It's never gonna end. Like day by day, you're waking up like in the most tribal sense. Like if your archetype was what, like kind of like you can express that in any language you want. Like whether it's like an actual job that exists or just be like, I would like to be the guy that blah blah blah. Like whatever, go from there.
Okay. Yeah. Well, in that fantasy land, I would. Probably want to be some kind of, mentor or teacher to this tribe. I think education, whether it's like talking about math, science, all that that's bullshit. Education should be, in my opinion, mostly about morality. And I don't think a lot of teachers or a lot of people realize that, especially not enough to put it into play. And
so kind of a priest you're describing then, because you're saying you want to be a mentor. Well, don't. I mean, I'm not like gotching him. I'm saying like you're saying like fuck science and math, but hallelujah to like guiding and teaching.
Not that those things aren't important because they are. But really, I think a lot of the reason that the U.S. is in a state of shambles right now, in case you haven't noticed.
I've
never heard you talk
person.
about it for several. Yeah, long time.
I kind of unplugged from. Is America still in shambles? I haven't checked in.
I would like to be
a math teacher
that wrangles the monkeys because they're gonna get into our stuff, and somebody's just got to be on top of that. I want to be that. Spencer's gonna be.
I want to build stuff.
Spencer's going to build like a school for the monkeys and right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in the school, you'll teach them how to build more schools.
Monkey schools.
I'm going to coach a monkey improv troupe.
Okay. All right. This is really work. Steve. Oh my God. Steve's here.
Steve Levy.
The human alarm clock. Yeah. The human alarm clock. What do you want to do on the island?
I just want to interject there. Steve's not allowed to choose that. If we're on the same plane, he still has to work for me. Okay, Steve, if you want to answer the question.
I guess then I would continue being a human alarm clock. So in the morning, I wake up and go like, cock-a-doodle-doo or something?
I don't know how you want to phrase it.
Yeah,
whatever
the fucking...
No, okay, all right. Take me out of the picture. It's a different island from me.
Directionless.
I'd either want to be probably like a chef.
Yeah.
Like learn how to cook with all the things that I have, which is
Holy
probably very
shit.
little.
Wow.
I'm curious, just curious.
Well, it's amazing. You
an
crash on an island and you're like,
Or a real, sanitation's gonna have, like, right? Isn't that a big
Somebody's got
problem?
it.
wait, what?
He's
Steve
got
has
a
a
good
passion.
point. He's got a good point.
You guys don't know
Somebody's gotta-
Steve has a passion for sanitation. This guy fucking
We're gonna
loves that
need it.
shit.
No, I just, try to help society.
I mean, that's,
Wastewater.
That you're an anarchist dream because the anarchists like philosophically need to assert the idea philosophically that like if we were in a tribal situation, there would be someone that would be more than willing to handle like getting the shit away from the food, and then it would all work out.
Yeah, the dream is
tribally.
that during the day I'm preparing all the food, and at night I'm
Like, get the shit out of here.
This might be kind of doomed.
All right, I think you're overextending yourself a little bit. I'm worried about you. You know what I'm gonna do? I saved my slot. I'll be your therapist because I think you need to overcome your workaholism.
okay.
And I would love to wake up every morning and go, if I do nothing else today, and I won't, I'm gonna help Steve Levy relax.
That all tracks for
I
me.
would wake up every day if my job was to meet with you on a beach and be like, hey man, how you doing? I would like every day I would be willing to like have you sit down in front of me and go, how did it go today? And you tell me stuff, and then I would be like, you shouldn't let that get you down, and all this stuff. Like I just like babbling at you about how you should feel. I'd love that job.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I would love to be a part of that. Yeah.
I don't, but I think I'm
good.
competing with you for that job because you're kind of like you and I are both saying the same thing. Caleb, I'm talking to Caleb. Like you and I both are like, you know what I'd love to do is just hang out and talk to people about how they should fucking think.
Oh, can I
Must
change
be
mine?
nice.
Can I be a talk show host? That could be good.
This is a fantasy tribe. Yes,
Yeah,
I mean
that could be good.
we're not vetting it through what's gonna make the tribe survive.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm actually curious about the data we'd get.
The monkeys
if we
can
asked
be the
200
audience.
people, would we have? If we really
Yeah.
asked 200 people, would we get like a certain percentage of people that'd be like, you know what? Honestly, I swear to God, if you took money off the table, I took everything off the table, and you really told me that nothing was ever going to change. So I wasn't going to find out when I was 55 years old that no system was going to tell me you did what? You believed in hairstyling? For 30 years, you're a dumb piece of shit. You were supposed to put that hairstyling money into a Roth IRA. You're fucking stupid. Your kids have AIDS and you can't cure it now. You're a fucking piece of shit. You have poverty. You should die. Like that's what we're all reacting to all the time. Like, what's the thing if you took all that shit off the table? That fear of like, oh fuck, I don't want to find out I did it wrong. Like what would you do as a sim all day?
Oh yeah.
And I think there would the theory is primatologically that there would be enough people that would be like, I think I'd want to cut everyone's hair. That there would be just enough of those people. There wouldn't be 40 of those people per 200 people.
What would you do? Like the most like simple thing that would make you happy? Yeah.
Well, that's where it gets. I swear to God, I'm saying what Caleb's saying. Like I would, but not like I mean, I swear. I think I would be. Let me think about it for a second. Can you guys do something else while I really think about it?
I think that I'd
for
be a
instance,
teacher.
There are people that like in anarchist anarcho-syndicalist societies. That they go, oh, I don't have to sweep floors all day long for no money. I can now do what I want. And there are people that go, you know what I want to do? I want to plant trees. And I want to make the street pretty. And I want to make, like, I want to just go out and plant trees. And that was like that. And people go, that's my life's ambition, is to beautify something. Or people go, you know what?
Tree planting.
There's exactly the same amount of. Oh, it's those assholes.
Yeah, of course.
You tricked us! You tricked us into believing in a dream! So we softened you.
But there are people that there are also people that work in a factory all day long, and they go, if I had time, like between my like commute and doing my day job and needing to eat food and feed my children and do all this stuff. I would love to make model airplanes because at heart I'm an engineer.
Right.
Like I would love to make things, and if people had free time to actually do something that made them joyful and gave them glee, like for me, like I think it'd be as simple as gardening. Like I would like to grow things because it's a very satisfying.
The idea that people, you saying that, first of all, I believe it. And second of all, it blows my fucking mind so much that I'm like, the dream is real. Because if there's a person that actually wants to garden, that I'm like, because I'm like, I don't want nothing to do with that. Well, like, so for you to say, like, if you're being remotely honest about it, that you're like, I want to get down. Because I hear people express that all the time. Like, I want my hands in the dirt and I love nurturing this stuff. And I see that passion. Otherwise, we wouldn't have shit that grows. It's obviously reliant on people that feel that way. And then that does cast people like me in a little bit, and I think Caleb, a little bit of a fraud complex, right? Because what are we doing? We're going like,
I'm a frog. I'm a frog.
Does it count as an answer if what you want to do is hang out and let people know they're doing a good job? You want to say, you want to be like, no, that makes me a bad person, but it means maybe we haven't found like whatever.
Why is that a frog complex?
Fraud, you fucking dick.
You said frog. You said frog.
It sounded like frog.
I don't care what I said. English is contextual. No one has ever had a frog complex. Actually, that sounds kind of, frog complex, given our history and mythology of like frogs turning into princes. That's like, I'm an ugly frog. That would make sense. All right, well, I yelled at you because I'm a frog.
He's got a
I'm
frog
talking
complex.
to Caleb.
Dan, do you know what a horny toad says? Rub it.
What? What does he say? What?
Rub it.
Rub it.
Rub it.
Rub it?
Rub it.
That's what
Rub it. Yeah. Jeff is bowing, curtsying.
That's them saying they wish the show was over. That's all they're saying.
Yeah,
and
me too.
They're saying that would have made a good closer.
Yeah. I'm just going to say that would have been a bad closer.
I was certain that I was not going to follow up any questions. I thought you said frog complex too.
But I kind of wonder, I really always wonder that, but I've listened to that Sapiens book and all that stuff. I just wonder about that, like, you scoop 100 people up with a net and you dump them into an aquarium as much as you can. Like,
Probably drown.
If the aquarium's not only is it not filled with water,
it's
Caleb,
magic.
He was off mic and he said they'd probably drown. It's not filled with water and it's not a real aquarium. But like that idea of like I think that's like I want to get to the bottom is like an idealistic dream. Like I feel like I've spent 30 years belonging to an ideology that, even though it doesn't get questioned a lot, that underneath everything, what I really believe is that if you took 100 people and scooped them up randomly and plopped them onto a pile of desert that where they had to fend for themselves, that they would have problems and there would be crime and there would be horrible things happening. There would be hatred. There would be all these things, but that overall there would be this order that evolved that was actually somehow kind of a little. The one thing you could say about that society if you came back to visit it in 10 years, it would be there's a lot less knots in the psychology. There's a lot less of these like things. It's like 30% of the people aren't having rape fantasies that they like it wouldn't be as like fucking knotted up. It would be like it would be more natural. It would be like people would just be like, here's what I like to do. I talked to Cindy about it, and she said it's fine. And like everyone would be like, I'm frustrated because Mark doesn't do enough of this, and like you kind of like it would just be a little less knotted. Like you guys don't know what a phone cord is, but that's how I always look at society. Like they design society like there was this thing in the 90s called the phone cord. Engineers had this problem that like they had to make phones. You had to be able to talk on them wherever you went, but we couldn't have you do that yet. Stick with me. So they needed cords, but they couldn't just make like a fucking string that was so long that you could walk everywhere, because then the dog would hang itself and like you would just step on it and all this shit. So they made this like intricately curled cord. It's like a phone cord. It's like, and if you pull on it, the spiral like stretches out, and you could play with it when you talk on the phone. But overall, it's just like it was just this attempt to turn something that wasn't elastic into something elastic. It was this attempt to take something that needed to be connected and make it as if it wasn't connected. And that's how I feel about society. Is that there's too many fucking. That laugh really got to me. It was a natural laugh, and it's important that it got to me. It's true, what I'm saying doesn't make a lot of sense.
Dan,
but that's the point of explaining something to people.
Dan, you got a real frog complex going on.
I just want to finish my thought, and I don't care that it doesn't make it's already coiled.
If you can bring this train into the station,
I'm not going to bring it into the station. And we all know it's not going to make sense when I finish saying it. I'm just saying, like, that's how I look at society, is that it's already fucking coiled. It's already designed to do something that it's not supposed to do. But also, that's noble. Like the idea that it just goes like that. When you look at a new phone cord, when you like buy it at the hardware store and you're like, you hold it in your hands, you're like, this is an actual marvel of engineering. It's kind of beautiful. And you want to like touch it and put your finger through the... You kids don't know what a phone cord is. Some of your...
Also, you didn't know that you had to buy them at the hardware store. You guys...
You did. What? You did.
The hardware store?
No, there were phone stores. Yeah, is that okay? Honestly, at this point, the temptation to take me down is you're increasing my self-esteem, increasing it. I'm sorry to inform you. Every breath I take without your permission raises my self-worth. There's a certain point when you force a human being to realize that they can't exist with your approval, it makes me stronger.
This is like
I'm
Rambo.
your worst nightmare.
He's
I'm
Ramboing.
a person that you didn't want to live to see today that did.
You drew
now
first
I
blood.
know you're powerless. Okay, don't applaud that. Don't applaud that. That's Hitler
He has a
stuff. That's
gun.
Hitler stuff. You don't want to. We don't want to do it. The Two Hammers and the Pink Floyd. What were you going to say?
Oh, you were. They drew
the
first
phone
blood.
cord. I just wanted to get to finish the phone cord. For you millennials, you don't know the phone cord.
They do.
It was notoriously easy to tangle. It was simultaneously a thing that was like, we solved it. We figured it out. This thing needs to connect from one side of your house to another, or from the cradle of the phone to the handset. But who wants to deal with it? And we want it to be, like kosher and like friendly and nice. And the result is this thing that stretches, and it's this amazing feat of engineering. But when that thing tangles, when you use it, when you put it to the test, it is the most fucking knotted ass. Like it gets so fucking tangled. And what I'm saying is, when we talk about anarchy, we're talking about just saying, what if we had a straight cord? And the answer is, that's not possible, because we need this fucking thing to reach across the house. You can't talk about anarchy anymore because you're talking about 100 people. But it still is worth keeping in your head. If this fucking thing was straight, Jesus Christ, we're talking about a phone to it. All right, I'm done.
Well, wait, okay. So just
just
the last little cap.
It's not like I actually think we should all go live in a cave and hunt bison. I don't really believe that.
Well, what if our communities, the communities we actually lived and worked in, were so functional that we were less reliant on all these greater networks for support that we do?
What if they started with the precept that if there's any single human being that's suffering, that the society is failing? That it's
Right.
that's a light bulb that's out from the perspective of a light bulb society.
Right.
It doesn't need to be changed. It doesn't need to be disregarded. It needs to be, we need to deal with this.
Yeah.
That we can draw, even if you're crazy, even if you're perverted, even if you're indigent, even if you're like whatever your challenge you're posing to our progress, that actually is the whole point of this, is that you're on the ground and you can't hold yourself up and you don't know what's going on, or you're angry about something, and we say to you, like, then okay, like, we got to figure this out. Like, what if everything was based on that? Like, that was the core that went outward. It's impossible is the answer, because our societies are obviously based on tribes that speared people better. I can't. There's no argument to be made. It's not it's like a TED talk, or like, I thought, what if we could feel for a living? Yeah, that'd be great. Like, I know we can't. I know we just had to spear each other, and I'm talking into a microphone made out of the blood of weaker, better people. Like if it's like this microphone is made out of people that are better than me, that died because they gave someone the benefit of the doubt.
That's true.
And someone was like, "Hey, come here for a second. Hey, love you. Come over here." Like, sounds like he loves me, honey. I don't think we should. I'm just gonna. What do we really want to live in a world where we can't respond to someone saying what he's saying? In this Mad Max Wasteland, don't we all need to? Isn't this the beginning of making things better? You're right. I'm sorry. I don't mean to. Yeah. Don't fucking talk back to me ever again. Okay, well, I think you're gaslighting me. Fuck you. There's no such thing as that. You made that up because you're fucking crazy.
Damn.
There's no such thing as gaslighting. You fucking made it up because you're fucking crazy. And I love you, and I'm just going to go talk to this guy. Oh, I just want to trade you some petrol for some lizard skin. Hey, well, that's what... You should have never trusted another fucking human, you piece of shit. Oh. I'm going to be the one that writes the history books, you fucking piece of shit.
What the fuck is happening? What's going on?
Well, let me finish it. Let me finish the story.
What is happening right now?
Native Americans invented gaslighting.
I thought it was clear. Clear.
You've lost your mind. You've gone crazy in front of her very eyes.
Well, I'll take your word for that, but I have an Emmy. I don't think I can be. I'm testing the limits.
I think you've proven that. Yeah. I love it. I'm not giving.
No, come on. How unclear was that really? You were following that. That's a simple Wasteland play. There was a couple over here, and
nobody was following that. That was.
How many of you followed that? Look at all those hands.
Wait, we should have someone interpret it without help.
I don't know. I gotta know. Actually,
right,
I'm glad it wasn't all of your hands.
Nova, come up here and explain what Dan was talking about, please. Let's bring Nova.
Yeah. Caleb just volunteered his microphone for Nova. Let's give a hand for Caleb. Caleb will live on in nobility. He's like he gave you his mic. It was
Nova. Can you take Rob's mic? Thank you.
It's your birthday tomorrow. Yeah. It's Nova's birthday.
It's your birthday?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Oh, well, happy birthday almost.
Thank you.
All right, so encapsulate what Dan was breaking down for us.
Well...
It's like telephone.
Yeah, I don't know how much better I am at explaining things than Dan, but I got what he was saying.
I feel like when you're on my side, though, I do better.
Huh?
I feel like you're a more charismatic person, so it just doesn't matter if you understood me or not. Just say you do, and then people will respect me.
Maybe.
That's all. That's my stake in it.
Or I just look like a rabid Harmon
Steve,
fan.
give
like,
Rob your mic.
You're just kissing at the feet of Harmon. Like, no, fuck you. Anyway. Yeah, well...
So who is the first guy? Who is the first guy that was saying we love you?
That was saying I love. Okay, at the beginning of the Wasteland sketch with the couple.
There's the guy saying we love you. Come over here. Who was that? No,
Stop.
This is the whole exercise.
You guys
that
are
is
the
this
worst.
person.
I'm kidding.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, there was like a couple in like a cave or whatever, and then some dude is trying to come over to be like, hey guys, whatever.
A cave dude?
Another cave dude in a different cave or whatever, from a different tribe or something, in some kind of wasteland
an
or
outlander,
caveman thing. Yeah, he's coming to the couple's house, and the wife's just like, oh, I don't know if you should trust him. He could be trying to fool us. And then the guy's like, no, what kind of world, what kind of world where we can't trust people? Like, maybe if I reach out my hand, maybe he'll be like, oh, I'm not going to kill this guy or something. Or maybe we don't want to assume.
And then
this
what
is a bad
happened?
And
guy.
also there was a little aside there, which got a lot of applause.
Yeah,
where
liked
I
it
did a
lot.
little social commentary because
I liked it a lot because it's like, it's a good commentary
it's real.
on guys being like, look, we got to be cordial to each other. Hey, fuck you, wife. Like,
And you know where I got that? You know where I researched that? My fucking looking into my fucking self. Which is why people like you are a fan of me, because no matter what I do, at least I'm going to take inventory. Unlike all of my friends, in air
I'm doing
quotes,
great. I'm
these
doing
guys. Please continue.
Yeah, that was like a little commentary on how like we're like, hey, you know what? Man's got to be nice to man, but then it's just like,
But
and
I'm abusing women. I'm like
Yeah.
a misogynist. That was me. That character was me. I'm willing to say it now.
Wow.
The guy is like, oh, there's a guy over there. Like he's got a gas canister, and he's like, oh, over here. And I'm like, oh, woe be to the poor fucking partner that trusted me enough. It's like, oh, you sound like you know what you're doing. That's the first person I would abuse. And then this person over there, I'd be like, whoa, hello. And
I'd be like, look, I'm the man. I'm going to make the decision. You know what? I'm going to decide for both of us.
because otherwise I'm going to be ashamed of myself if I don't,
That I'm going to reach out a hand to this other human being, And
Whereas
then,
maybe if both of them collaborated and we're like, that guy looks like he's going to, like, or who knows? Let's be safe.
oh, yeah, like
Right,
if the
like
couple
Ant-Man
teamed
2.
up, really, then maybe things would be okay or something.
Right.
I don't
So
know.
then he chooses to trust this person.
Yeah.
And
he
then
chooses
what
to trust
happens?
the guy. He chooses to let him into his house.
And then you saw what happened, right?
I don't know if I'm doing better than Dan did.
No, just
But,
you're doing great.
Yeah, the guy comes into the house and the guy's just like, I'm gonna kill this guy and his wife and I'm gonna take their shit.
Yeah. It's simple Fallout 4.
Because he's like,
Are
look, he's like the guy who's just like, look, trust no one or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
Everybody gets the joke.
huh?
Yeah.
We just proved it.
Yeah.
That was the whole point of. I don't
No,
know if
I
you
don't know.
guys realize this, but my whole point here in this whole exercise was to validate that Dan successfully explained himself.
Yeah, stop gaslighting
And here we
Dan.
have proof that has happened.
And sometimes we have a lot of fun. This idea we circle that I don't know what I'm talking about and I don't make any sense, while mostly accurate, is also, it's part of a chain of behavior. He isn't even listening. He's the only one I want listening.
I'm listening.
All right, you're not
A
listening.
chain of behavior.
Nah, you don't. Yeah, you can't just say 2 words. That's exactly.
That's the good trick.
I wasn't saying that you weren't making a point. I wanted you to like expound on it. I didn't quite catch it.
Nah,
I thought
I don't
he-
think that's how he expressed it. I think he was like, Dan,
What
you
are you
need to be in
talking
an
about?"
asylum.
Yeah.
Like didn't you? He was like, you're fucking nuts right now, and you need to reevaluate how your brain works because no one knows what you're talking about, and you're fucking crazy.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you got that right.
I thought it was I thought it was Native Americans and conquistadors. So you were kind
I
of
was
farther
actually.
back.
The truth is, I'm
Oh.
not that much of a history buff. I've just been playing Fallout 4. Like,
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
for,
I
like-
think about that a lot, like desert wastelands. Like, what if
Yeah.
we were all dropped onto something? What would happen? I think about that all the time.